Welcome to the University of Waterloo School of Pharmacy Patient Care Rotations Clinical Practice Assessment. This video will give our 2019 updates. The Clinical Practice Assessment is also known as the Ontario Pharmacy Patient Care Assessment Tool, or short-formed to OPPCAT. The OPPCAT Development and Oversight Group, which is comprised of representatives from the 4 programs using the tool: the Leslie Dan Faculty of Pharmacy at the University of Toronto, the School of Pharmacy at the University of Waterloo, the Ontario College of Pharmacists through the PACE program, and the Hospital Residency Forum of Ontario, decided to make updates for 2019 as a result of a satisfaction survey completed by 240 preceptors, assessors, and learners. This video will briefly cover these 3 changes. One of the updates specific to the University of Waterloo is that comments for each domain are mandatory, whereas previously they were optional for each individual element. Now we're going to move on to Core ELMs to view what this looks like in the assessment. Now to find Core ELMs, I'm on the School of Pharmacy website, which is uwaterloo.ca/pharmacy. I'm just scrolling down to the left side here, Co-op Rotations and Community Service Learning. Clicked on that and I can see a big button here that says Login to Core ELMs. Now that I'm at Core ELMs, it's a really good idea to bookmark this site, as you'll need it for future when completing assessments. Now I'm in my account within Core ELMs, so I've selected my student and I'm just going to view the midpoint assessment to show you. So you'll see comments have been removed for each element. Before they were required for an A, B, or E score that you must complete a comment. Now we just require a comment for each of the 5 domains and the professionalism table. So you'll see here at the end the comment is required. We are looking for well-rounded comments about things that are going well and improvements that could be made. The next update is a new element, 3.3, demonstrates professional behavior. This element is worded the same as the other elements, with bolded terms like inconsistently demonstrates and significant guidance, moving towards consistently demonstrates and independently. When creating this element, the OPPCAT group took several items into consideration. The Ontario College of Pharmacists has its set of standards. Each institution has its own policies and standards, and we want the learners to understand that they are expected to maintain a specific level of representation of themselves, the profession, and the organization they are working with. Also, the Association of Faculties of Pharmacy of Canada has come up with a professionalism user guide, and we have adopted some of the language here. As you can see, commitment to patients and commitment to self are rather all-encompassing, but illustrate some of the basic expectation of professional conduct and behavior. The University of Waterloo has kept the bottom portion about professionalism in the assessment in order to have a further assessment of conduct of our students while on rotations. This does have implications in the student handbook if there is discipline required, and we may consider taking this out in future depending on how element 3.3 is received and utilized by our preceptors this year. The next update is the glossary. When looking at the satisfaction survey results, the OPPCAT group noted that there was a lot of feedback from preceptors, assessors, and learners that could have been easily resolved if the glossary had been utilized. We are reminding all preceptors of the benefits of using the glossary, and we've added more examples to help support some of the challenges that have arisen in the past. The glossary lists behaviors to be observed for each element. It helps set expectations for each behavior and should be used as a resource throughout the assessment period. Now I'm back in the assessment within Core ELMs. One of the unique features is the ability to hover over each element title to view the glossary description. Or I can find a link within the instructions at the top to obtain a PDF version of the glossary. One of the other glossary changes was adding the word independently to the guidance arrow. This should make it easier when transitioning or observing the learner's behaviors and where they may fall along the scale for each element. Next, there were some definitions that were explained in more detail within the glossary, so we are highlighting the use of the glossary again to help preceptors and make sure they are aware of this useful tool. The glossary has been enhanced with examples added. One example is 5.2, manages drug dispensing. As this one comes up frequently, especially in hospital, long-term care, or family health team settings, we've included some examples for exactly what drug oversight and dispensing might look like to avoid having preceptors simply choose the middle column on the assessment. There are other useful resources located on the School of Pharmacy website for preceptors to access, including Pharmacy 5 and 5, more feet on the ground mental health training, and PDF copies of the assessment tools, including the glossary. I'm back on the School of Pharmacy website now, so I can show you where to find these resources. So I scroll down to the Co-op Rotations and Community Service Learning area, and I click on the middle one, Patient Care Rotations. Here I'll see a bunch of information for our preceptors. I'm looking for the additional preceptor resources. So here I can see it divided into sections. So here is the PDF copy of all of our assessments, although they must be completed within Core ELMS. We have some library resources. We have preceptor general resources. Here I can find the link to the More Feet on the Ground, which is about understanding mental health, and the Pharmacy 5 and 5 resource. And that's it for our short video today. If you have any questions, please contact your regional clinical coordinator, or you can contact the experiential team at the school via pharmacy.rotations@uwaterloo.ca. Thanks for listening today and supporting our students.